I'm gonna show you guys how to make some delicious chalupas at home. You're gonna need 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 whole tomato and half of an onion. For the seasonings, I'm gonna use salt, Mexican oregano, cumin, onion powder, paprika, chili powder, and onion powder. Also gonna add in some jalapeños. To my pan, I'm gonna add some oil, and I'm gonna use olive oil. I'm going to add in my onions and my tomato. And I'm also going to add in my chopped jalapeno. And I'm just going to saute this until it has broken down, or until it's nice and soft. Then we're going to add in our ground beef afterwards. After sauteing the vegetables for about 2 minutes, I'm going to add in my ground beef. You guys can use any kind of meat. You can use ground beef, ground turkey. I'm gonna chop my meat up. And when it starts to cook more, I'm going to add in the seasonings to my meat. Now at this point, we're about to add in our seasoning. We're gonna add all of it, and then we're gonna mix it. And if you need more seasoning, you can just add some. I also added some chicken bouillon in here, chicken bouillon powder. If you need more chicken bouillon powder, just add some more. But just add as you go, because you can always add, but if you make it too salty, you can never take that away. So just add your seasonings in slowly, and make sure you taste your food. I'm gonna let this finish cooking because it's still kind of raw. And then I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs any more seasoning. Once my meat is done, I'm going to remove it from the eye, and we're gonna start making our dough. I'm gonna make some salsa really quick to go on the chalupas. I'm also gonna add in some onion. I'm also gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. I'm also gonna add 2 chile de arroz, and I'm gonna let that boil until it's ready to blend. Now that it's done, I'm going to transfer everything into my blender. And I'm just gonna add some water, a little bit of water from the vegetables into the blender. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken bouillon. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of salt. Now we're gonna blend it all together. Once my salsa is all blended up, I'm going to add it, transfer it into my bowl. I did forget my cilantro, but I blended it up with some salsa, and yeah, it's in here now. I knew I was forgetting my cilantro, and I was forgetting something, and then I remembered. You can smell it when you forget an ingredient. Okay guys, for the dough, we're gonna need some flour. You can use all-purpose flour and then add some salt and baking powder into it. But here, I'm using self-rising flour. I'm also gonna use 2 tablespoons of shortening. I'm using vegetable shortening. And I also have 1.5 cups of just whole milk. So I'm gonna mix all these ingredients together. I'm gonna start by mixing my shortening into my flour. And you wanna mix your shortening into your flour until your flour looks crumbly, like sand. Once your flour looks like this, then you can do the next step, which is adding in the milk. So I'm going to slowly add in the milk. You just want to hydrate your flour with your milk. I'm just going to hydrate everything, and then I'm going to add the rest of the milk. I'm just going to sprinkle on some flour, and this is a clean surface. I'm gonna add my dough, then add some more flour on top. Then I'm just gonna start forming my dough. Now that we have our dough is nice and soft, we're going to cut it, and you can cut it into how many pieces you want, depending on how the size you want them to be. Now I'm just gonna cut it. Like, I'm gonna do the same to this one. And I'm just going to roll all of these out. Once we have our dough cut, I'm just going to roll it into a circle. I'm just going to do this to all of my dough. And you don't want to make your dough too thin, but like this. I'm just going to repeat the process to all of it. And then we'll start frying them. Okay. I have all of my chalupa dough rolled out. We're about to fry it. The oil heating up. And yeah, I'm gonna start by frying my chalupa. I'm gonna just add it to the oil. Like this. I'm gonna get my spoon and fold it. First I'm gonna let it fry a little bit. Once it gets brown, I'm going to flip it on the other side. And then we're going to fold it into a taco. And it's not brown yet on the bottom, as you can see. But I am going to flip it right now. And I'm going to just bend it right now because it's kind of getting hot. And we're just going to cook it on both sides until it's golden brown. That side isn't done yet, so we're going to flip it back over. Once my chalupa is golden brown, I'm going to take it out of the oil and place it onto the napkin. I'm going to add the next one in. And it doesn't have to be perfect. These are homemade. As long as it looks presentable and it's good, then that's what matters. I'm going to repeat the process just like I did with the first one. And yeah, like I said, you guys do not want to make your dough too thin. You want it between thin and thick because this is a chalupa. I'm gonna flip our chalupa over and flip the other side for a little bit, and then we're gonna fold it into a taco. We're gonna fold it just like a taco, but don't wait as long as I did. But you want to continue to cook this until it's golden brown. And I'll see you guys when I'm done cooking all of these chalupas. And yeah. Okay, I fried all of my chalupas, like shells, and this is how they look. Now I'm about to start fixing everything. And I also have my toppings here. which are just lettuce and tomatoes, and some salsa verde, homemade. And I also have some sour cream and some mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna take this chalupa shell right here, and this one, I guess. We're gonna fill the chalupa with our meat that we cooked earlier. We're gonna add some lettuce. I'm also gonna add some tomatoes. And I'm just gonna add some salsa verde to the chalupa. And it's kind of spicy. And then after that, I'm just gonna add some sour cream, or you can use some Mexican crema. Now we're gonna add in some sour cream. Again, there's a little orangeness if you want. I forgot my cheese, but just add some cheese if you want it on your chalupa. I'm gonna add a little bit of mozzarella cheese to my chalupa. I'm gonna add a little more salsa on top. And this is how I made my delicious chalupa. I hope you guys try this recipe. Follow me on everything. Adios!